Hi, I'm Mike Scott, Superintendent of the Hillsboro School District. Today I'd like to talk to you about our general fund budget situation heading into the 2019-20 school year. Before I begin, let's take a look back at the impacts to our budget since the last economic recession in 2008. Over the course of the last 11 school years, we've reduced 18 school days and nearly $66 million from what would have represented a current service level budget for the Hillsboro School District. Current service level means simply maintaining services from one year to the next, not adding or decreasing. We were very hopeful heading into the 2019 legislative session that when the legislature created the state's budget for the 2019-21 biennium, they would make a significant investment in K-12 education. So far, that is not the case, although there is a bill moving through the House and Senate, House Bill 3427, that would create a $1 billion school improvement fund through a corporate activities tax. Funding would be targeted at smaller class sizes, enriching curricular offerings, student health and safety, and more learning time. If the bill passes both chambers with a supermajority, it could become law as soon as July 1 of this year. If it only passes with a majority, it will have to be referred to the voters. And if there is an initiative petition, portions or all of the bill may also be referred to voters. Either way, districts would likely not see additional revenue until the 2020-21 school year at the earliest. Therefore, many districts, including the Hillsboro School District, are building their 2019-20 budgets on the governor's base K-12 allocation of $8.972 billion. Unfortunately, that level of funding leaves the Hillsboro School District $17.3 million short of what would have been needed to meet current service level for the biennium. Much of the need for that level of funding comes from increases to the PERS employer rate. All public entities are responsible for paying PERS employer costs, although different entities pay different rates based on the number of retirees and employees they have in the system, and when and if they bonded any or all of their liability. In the Hillsboro School District, every 1% increase to the PERS employer rate equates to approximately $1 million out of our general fund, and our PERS employer rates are going up 5% for the biennium. Containment and reduction of PERS costs is a parallel process to the revenue generation effort underway in Salem. Several ideas have been proposed, but it remains to be seen which ones will gain legislative support and will withstand anticipated legal challenges. Some of you may be wondering why we can't use some of the money from our $408 million construction bond to fill the gap in our general fund budget. Unfortunately, by law, general obligation bonds can only be used for capital projects, building, renovating, improving infrastructure, enhancing safety and security, and so on. There is a taxing mechanism that public entities can use to generate funds for operational expenses called a local option levy. The City of Hillsboro currently has levies in place for police and fire and for library services, but the Hillsboro School District does not have a local option. This is something our school board has discussed at length over the past several years and will likely be considering again depending on the outcome of the 2019 legislative session and of any elections related to school funding. Back to the 2019-20 budget. A significant amount of work went into our staff's creation of spending reduction options for the 2019-20 school year. None of these were good ideas, but they were ones that were as equitable and student-centered as possible. When we meet with the Board and Budget Committee on May 9th to secure their approval of the proposed budget for 2019-20, they will be presented with a budget that is $9.6 million below our current service level. To achieve those cuts, we will be reducing or reclassifying the expenses for 82 staff positions, including classroom teachers, teachers on special assignment, classified staff, and administrators. We anticipate being able to meet this staffing reduction target through attrition and retirements, as well as the reassignment of existing staff. The staffing ratio, also known as class size, will be staying the same at grades K through 2 and increasing by 2 in grades 3 through 12. There will also be a reduction in the work calendar for selected classified staff and a 5% reduction in school and department discretionary budgets. Hillsboro School District is the fourth largest in the state and represents 3.5% of all Oregon students. For every $100 million added to the base K-12 allocation, the Hillsboro School District will receive approximately $3.5 million. I am hopeful the legislature will add to the base K-12 allocation and pass the school improvement fund. The combination of these two things will allow us to invest in lowering class size, increase curricular offerings, and ensure we have adequate supports for students over the next biennium and beyond. Your voice in this matter is critical. Please take a few moments to contact your local elected officials and encourage them to support investments in K-12 education. For more information and ongoing updates to our budget situation, please visit our Budget Matters webpage. Thank you for your continued support of the Hillsboro School District.